Hello, girls. Welcome to WWA Africa Summit. This is Chini Mbuyu Chat 1. My name is Warindi, and I'm the host. On studio today, I have three beautiful young ladies who will be helping me tackle this conversation. Please, let's start the introductions.
Hello guys, I'm Maya from Kenya, of course.
Hello people, my name is Grace from Kenya.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophie and from Kenya.
Let me ask Grace, as a girl, what makes you feel safe?
Opportunity to live freely without being judged. That is what makes me feel safe. And again, just walking alone and not feeling like I'll be attacked anytime soon. You know, when you walk alone, you feel like kitu yote inaweza fanyika. So
Yeah.
when I just feel free to walk anywhere and go anywhere and have my own opinion without being judged, that makes me feel safe.
I'd like to think that I'm assertive, of which I know I am. So the fact that I can just stand up to a person and tell him or her yes or no, it makes me feel safe because I know I can make my own decision whenever I want to and whenever I need to.
So being in a place where I'm alone, that really makes me feel devastated. It makes me feel like I'm all alone in this world. But whenever I'm with people, I feel like I'm safe. Yeah, like these people got me.
In what environment do you feel safe?
Like I really feel safe where when you're surrounded by familiar people, you won't be like, oh my God, who am I with? So you'll be like, oh, this someone got me, there's this person for me, there's this friend, there's this brother, there's this sister. And actually, it really makes me feel, wow, like I'm calm.
Grace, where do you feel safe?
Sioni kama there is a place I can actually call safe, because right now a lot of things are happening, be it on my phone, be it physically around me. Like, I don't know if there's any other place I'd call home apart from inside myself, like what I feel inside, and also my family, but my immediate family, not the extended one, because it's not that easy for me to trust just anyone
Anybody.
in this current world.
Feeling safe is the ultimate goal.
Yes.
So when you're prevented some rights, you don't feel safe. And when I'm at home, home creates an area where you can be calm, relaxed, a place where it's tranquil. It creates a nice environment where you can just hide away from everything. So personally, I'd say home is the place where I feel safe.
What's a safe space? What would you define a safe space as?
I'd define a safe space as an environment where a person doesn't feel discriminated, where a person feels less harassed, less discriminated, where a person can be free, confident. Yeah, so that's how I define a safe space.
Grace?
I'd say a safe space to me is a place where anyone, mtu tu yeyote, they can just be who they want to be without any judgment being put on them, without them feeling like I have to do this according to the set standards that nimewekewa na anyone or anything. So a safe space for me is where you can just be you without pretending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A safe space is somewhere that I can do whatever I want, and like people around me are comfortable with it, and no one is really judging me.
Okay. So a safe space, I think we're all in agreement, is a
Yeah.
place where you can express your views without fear of being harassed, where you feel like you can do anything without feeling any sort of violence being directed towards you. In our communities, in school or home, are there spaces that are safe for girls?
Like where I come from,
Yeah.
there are social halls where girls can meet. There are groups dedicated to help girls. So there girls can meet from different backgrounds. You can come, speak it out, just shout your ideas, say whatever you want to say. Just air your opinions, and people are there. Some will support, some will advise you. And it really feels safe for me.
You know, mostly it's the women and young women and girls who are like looked down upon in the society. So when these certain organizations come in and they help, those organizations, I feel they make safe spaces. And then, like she said, social halls, people meet, they talk about certain things. They express, like, if you are going through something, unaenda, you share with people, with other women where, like, if it's like for women, you can share there's some things you can share with the other gender. So you have to have someone who has gone through it, or you're guiding someone who will at some point in life go through the same
You
thing.
feel more comfortable speaking
Yeah.
to a woman because they've lived the same experience.
Yeah, or
Okay.
they will, or if you're telling a younger person, they know that they should expect a certain thing
Yeah.
at a point in life.
As I said earlier, I feel safe at home, but not every girl feels safe at home.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, some girls live in households, toxic households, that where there are misogynist men, predators that are out there ready to pounce on them. So I wouldn't say there's, as she said, there's like safe spaces for girls. But also I'd like to highlight on the part where she said girls can be more safe because we have this NGOs, private organizations that are being created, and
Like your parents, how can they make home safe for you, a safe space for you?
For me, parents, they just have to be there for you. There are parents who don't have time.
Yeah.
Like you won't talk to your mom or dad, but the moment you start talking, they receive a phone call. They have to attend to this and this, and it's like they even forget that you exist. So what parents can do to make girls feel safe, just be there for them, give them your ears, give them your time, talk to them, know what's affecting them. People are growing, and girls face a lot of changes. They face a lot of challenges as they are growing. Like the bodies are blossoming out there, you don't know what she's been through. Then you're there, you don't want to listen to them. So for parents, they can just listen to them and be there for them.
Me, I'd say parents can make a safe space for their girls. Let's say the main point, girls. Like, just be there for your kid, like she said. Like, just lead your child according to what you think is right, but give them the space to make their own mistakes. Sometimes I always felt like when I was a young, unaambiwa ati I was hearing that ati wazazi wanafaa kukuwa hapo for their children. Yes, they should be, but they're there, you're just seeing them. It's like they're a mannequin, ako tu hapo, unamuona. You're at home with your parent, your dad. Let's say, like, if you have a father, the dad anasoma gazette, you're doing something, watching news, like our parents mostly do. The mother is like tending to the household chores or something, and as a lady, you're brought up to do the household chores. You're just helping around. I always thought that was what meant, like, a parent being there. But now growing up, and then you're going through some challenges, but you cannot really express yourself to your parent because you don't have that connection that can give you feel, I can tell my parent this, and then he or she will judge me, and I don't want to feel that. So I think parents should just let the girls make mistakes, like give room for making mistakes, and then they'll approach you when they want to. Sometimes a parent is talking to you and you're like, you do not feel like talking, but they are forcing you to talk. And you're like, I just want to be silent. But to them it may sound rude, but it's not actually being rude. It's just that sometimes we just don't feel like talking, and at other times you want to talk, but they're not lending you the ear to talk. And that, I think, is what is making the relationships, I think, some parent to child relationships are so toxic. So I just say that give time to your child, and you can also allocate time, maybe do some activities together, and or you get to know. Some parents don't even know their children, what their children like. At ajui the friends that your kid has, or ajui, and you don't even know what pisses them off na ni nini way na wafurahisha. So just say, give them time, get to know them, do things, understand, study your child like you'd study a subject in school that you really, really like, so that you can get to know them and have a positive relationship with them.
So in that sense, I'd agree that parents need to create time to just, have one-on-ones with their children so they can create like a safe space in the home.
Yeah.
Let's tie this into school, because we're all school going. What do you think teachers or anyone in school can do to make the environment feel safe for girls? Let's start with Maya.
Like for me, I'm studying in a mixed school, and then you find like the boys, like, they have these funny reactions. Then, like, the teachers have to be there and be like, oh, when this happens and this happens, you can talk to this teacher, the GNC section. Then they can know what to do for you. And teachers, like, they need to get you to have your back. Not like every time you're found in a mistake, the girl is faulty. Sometimes it's not her fault. They have to listen. They have to understand what made her do this and that, and why is she reacting like this. Is there any problem? They don't have to be judgmental. They don't have to be like harsh. They just have to assume like you're their own children and listen to you and know what they can do to help you.
What about you, Sophie?
In school, teachers act as our parents. They play that role, right? So I feel like teachers need to take their time, sit, personally, because this is about girls, sit girls down, talk to them, reassure them that, yes, there are male teachers around, there are boys around, but reassure them that with us teachers, with me as a teacher, yes, you can be safe, you will be safe. So that career assurance, it's really important. It's key.
Grace?
As for me, just like the others have said, I'd say like teachers need to be there for their pupils, because also looking at these things, there are some violences, sexual gender-based violence that happens in schools, and it leads to a lot more than we all expect. People are having missing marks because you are a friend to a girl that a teacher likes. People are having missing marks because the boy or the guy that the lecturer wants is your boyfriend or something like that. So I feel like it should be a triangle. For university, there are a lot of students, so you can't really go at, the parent to every single student. But I feel it should be a triangle. So we have the parent, then the teacher, and then the child. So if all the three parts are together, ni kama ile meko ya ushago, let's say, a figure. If all the three strands are together, we have a support system. But if one of them is removed, now we have something that is lacking, and now we have a problem. So if we have the teacher and the parent being there for the pupil, now you have two people holding both of your arms up so you can stand. So you see, so the teachers should just, apart from being there for the pupil, what do you know about the pupil? Do you know what they go through? Do you know the challenges they have? Are you there for them? Because let's say like in boarding schools, I've not studied in boarding school. Actually, nobody from our family has been to boarding school, our house. And the issue with my mom was like, you'd go there and you'd suffer. Parents you have friends, you're listening, and then your cousin is coming home, is like, nilikuwa nataka kupigia mom, but teacher akaninyima simu, and you're like, why would they not give you the phone? It's not like you want money from your teacher, you want money from your parent. You want something from your parent. You're going to tell a teacher you are sick. The teacher is like, enda kwa what do they call it, dispensary or sick bay. And then you go there, you have cramps, you're given Panadol. You have a headache, Piriton, Panadol. You are having, your lungs are aching, you're being given Panadol. And and then some teachers, you brought back, you're seeing on the news, wanaleta mtoto, like, kama ni maiti. Even in universities, they're just calling the parents, your daughter was here, and we do not see her, we cannot find her. Call her friends. And it's so bad because there is no home and school. There is a gap between home and school. So the teachers don't know what is happening at home, and the parents don't know what is happening at school. So if we have like all of us together trying to help the kid and being there for the kid, then we'd bring up a better community.
So we are all part of a community. Community elders, police, chiefs, nyumba kumi. What do you think they can do to make that space, the community, safe for us?
Okay, well, they can just, like you said, these spaces that girls are meeting, they just have to make sure that they are safe, that when the girls enter in this social hall, like, they won't be attacked, nothing is going to happen to them, no one is going to find them there and harass them. Just make sure that that space is safe for the girls. They can feel like their information is confidential. They have a privacy where they can share everything, and no one is like leaking their information to the society, someone who's not in there, and like just that.
Actually, the only thing that when we ask for as girls is always support and the reassurance that we are safe, we can move how we want to move. Okay, with restrictions, obviously, but we are safe as we walk, as we talk, whatever we do, we can give our opinions. So I feel like these people should just not aim at winning our trust alafu wanatuachanisha hivyo kwa njia, because you can see that I've had an experience with a police officer during this election time, and they were helping me out. Like I was in an area, and we were recording some videos of the public and how they were on election reporting, and this police officer was like there from even during the night. And then now when I'm back home, this police officer is calling me ati princess uko wapi, and I'm like, even my mom has never called me a princess. And I was just like, okay, so you were trying to help me so that you could win me over.
Yeah.
And now that is where trusting people comes as a, now you have attachment issues. You can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
And you start looking at men differently. Even, okay, we always hear men are dogs, but then you're like, some men are good. Obviously, they are good people in the society, but mkishinda mkitufanya to feel attacked each and every time, we won't even have the idea of trusting you. So I feel like this, and mostly it's wazee wa kijiji.
Yeah.
It's policemen, not even. So the euphemism is they're policemen, not even police officers. The female officers are not even looked at that much. They should give us the trust. We are the public. They should take care of us. They should give us the trust that we need, and then just do their services accordingly, so that also us, we can trust them. Because I also feel like the public, both men and women, have a toxic relationship with the system, the police officers and everything. So they should just take care of us, watulinde, and then just ensure that girls feel safe around anyone, and we don't feel like any moment tunaweza kuwa kitu mbaya imetufanyikia.
So in school, right, currently we're reading this set book where there's like it's a set book, but it's a bunch of stories. So there's this story, it's called Ninema.
Yeah.
There's this lady called Ninema, and so she's a go-getter. She's a hardworking young lady. So she gets up very early every morning. She grinds. She goes to the market. She sells her herbs. But then one day, all of a sudden, out of the blue, a man unknown to her comes and pinches her nipple.
Oh.
It's so sad because at the end of the day, it creates views that we still have chauvinist men out there, perpetrators. And what are the police doing to arrest them, or what are they doing to keep them away from us? Because at the end of the day, they just say, like the policies they give, they tell us stay at home, but not everyone feels safe at home. Personally, I feel safe at home, but not every girl feels safe at home. Not everyone. So I'd say girls supporting girls, that empowerment, and also creating safe spaces for girls. It's really important.
So community elders, they fail us in that they're supposed to be protecting us, but again, from your story, Grace, they become the people who then perpetrate violence against young women and girls, and they need to pull up their socks again on that front. So have you guys heard of SGBV? It stands for sexual gender-based violence, and have you had any stories around that issue?
I come from a society where, there are people who are campaigning against SGBV, but also it's there, like people are doing it openly, others are doing it underwater, and like it's happening to girls. Girls are out there calling for help, and some people tend like to try and help, but it seems like it's not working. Like it's increasing day by day. Men are becoming savage towards girls. And like it's like they're believing that girls are not people. It's like there are some tools to be used for entertainment. I don't know what they usually think. You find a man like he's brutally beating up a girl, claiming she is his girlfriend. They're not even married, like girlfriend, and like he's beating her up, forcing her to do things. Like it has not happened to me, but I've read it, I've seen it happening to girls from where I come from. I've heard about it. Like I've been watching movies and seeing in reality what's happening to girls, how they're being harassed, how they're being forced to be like, well, and it's like, it's unbelievable what's happening to girls out here.
I always think that when it comes to that topic, a lot of people always think physical.
Yeah.
But then I found out that there is verbal, there is also
Yeah.
where it's like on social media, we can't call that physical actually. And verbal can come from anyone, you know, your teacher, your friends, your family. And when it comes from family, it's like you'll overlook it, but at the same time when you're alone and umeka too, you'll just recall it and be like, that moment was awkward. Why did I not realize it? Why did I not say something? Why did I not tell that person I felt awkward at that moment? So I feel like sexual gender-based violence is there, but mostly when we talk about it, we focus on women because women are actually vulnerable in the society.
Yeah.
It's not that we want to be vulnerable, it's that we've been put to be vulnerable. And when you embrace your masculine side, like not being masculine as in wearing like a tomboy or doing something, when you try to protect yourself and then you find that, again, men start to resent you. At
They
the
say you're
same time.
unattractive.
Yeah.
Now, at the same point too, I just feel like SGBV is just a wide topic that it really needs deeper and deeper, like meaning like we have to look deeper into it for us to understand, fully understand all about it.
Perhaps you could talk about the abuse in the online space, Sophie.
Okay, so yeah, on social media, I mean, GBV is like the most widespread violence we have out here. We have it online, as you've said. We have it. There's verbal violence. So online. So okay. There's cyberbullying.
Yeah.
You may find that a girl has posted she's wearing a short skirt, a short dress, but then when you scroll down to the comment section, unaona comments like, ew, when it's sluttish, saying some very gross comments, some saying that you look beautiful, you look we have, like, again, I want to highlight on this policies that are being made. We have these people out there that are harassing women on social media, but hawashikwi, bado wako around. They're still there, and they'll always be there to harass women. So you find that a girl like me, I can't post on social media.
You don't feel safe.
I don't feel safe posting wearing a short skirt because I feel I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be harassed, I'm going to be body shamed, I'm going to be discriminated. And si kila, like, kuna watu wenye wako insensitive, they just can't keep stuff to themselves, lazima waseme, you know, and it hurts sometimes. So you find that it lowers someone's esteem, self-esteem, it scars your confidence, and just a lot of stuff that's very negative.
What do you think we can do? Like, if you've gone through SGBV as a girl, maybe online or offline, what do you think the community or the girl can do to get help, or where they can get help?
The girls or the community should just point out those perpetrators first. Instead of, you know, when you hear cases like a man has raped a 1-week-old kid, and you're like, what were you searching for? What made you do that? Or a nanny is like sexually harassing like a baby boy, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and you know it's not like that child can express themselves. A 1-week-old child does not even hata janza kuona vizuri, even the parent. So I feel the community should just point out, wache kuambia watu ati uni wa familia unaibisha familia yetu. They should stop doing that. Just point out the perpetrators, because we are actually promoting impunity, and then most cases go unreported. Even for the males, like our male counterparts, utapata mtu alipitia kitu, but they can't speak. Why? Because there is a stereotype surrounding men are always strong, men can speak for themselves, you know. So when they go through this thing, they're like, the community only focuses on ladies. Again, we're not even the focus. It's just that the community does not fully support and does not really give us a space where we can say SGBV is going to end at a certain point, you know. And also, I feel like girls can, mostly it's just organizations where girls can go and report a case has happened. Or when somebody has gone through SGBV, I've heard of Doctors Without Borders,
Yeah.
organizations like, let's say, like it's online bullying for a child. Yesterday, I think I saw Watoto Watch Network. It was like an ad, and I went to their page and looked, and I saw that you can actually report cyberbullying on there. And also, these apps have like settings where you can go and report like this comment. They ask the reason: nudity, spam, scam, or something, and then you say like it was a hate speech, and then I think maybe they pull it down, because I've not done it myself. Yeah, I've not sijaifanya mwenyewe, but I feel like people can try it out. And also their hotline numbers, of which a lot of people don't even know which one is for which purpose. But we can also use them for us to feel safe in the community, and also just support each other as ladies, as women, as girls.
Maya?
You know, well, SDBV is like, it's this way that people, like girls, won't even notice what they are going through. Someone calls you names and you're like, oh, it's normal, he's a man and he is supposed to be superior. Like, you know, action is supposed to be taken. No one has the right to come and insult you, call you names, body shame you, just because you've refused to do what they want you to do, or you've refused to listen to them. So, like, you're supposed to be on the watch. Like, no, you're not supposed to say this to me. Why are you saying that to me? Like, girls should stand up for themselves, not just waiting for the community to stand up for you. Like, don't be weaklings. Like, you're just waiting for someone to come to your rescue. Like, first you have to stand for yourself, then someone out there will see that you're strong and like you're hurting, then they'll come and stand up for you. So that way, you know, we can reduce this. Like, even those people who harass people in the community, like, they'll be no, like, that girl, no. If it's her you're planning to attack, it's a no, because she's, you know, they just see you and say that, oh, she's fire. Like, don't even cross her path. You know, that way, being that strong, believing in yourself, that you can say no, you can stand against anything. That way, you can be strong, and like, it won't, like, people won't even harass you that much, and you'll be safe for your own self.
Sophia?
I think we've talked about standing up for ourselves. Yes, if you know you can stand up for yourself, do it. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. We've also talked about girls supporting girls, which is very important, by the way. And also something about the Ninema story. Before, so the girls, Ninema had friends at the market. After the guy did whatever he did, they went ahead and they beat that young guy, which I was really proud of. It made me feel so nice inside. So yeah.
Okay. Do you know any laws in the country that address violence against women? Any laws?
Well, the first law, yes, like, it's the law of Kenya. Like, no one is supposed to harass you. Like, they are subjected to serve some imprisonment. Like, people who are, like, do these things like rape, these people who are like, they are just misusing girls and little children, and like, they are subjected to jail. And well, there are some community laws and some traditions which are against it, but you find that people are saying, maybe if it's an uncle or a cousin or a brother who has harassed you sexually, then they say like, no, this is not going out there. Like, you are not going to do this to our family. How will people see our family? And the girl is hurting inside, not just the outside, but also the inside. Well, the community laws, like, but what I think mostly works is the law of Kenya against people. So, like, you're supposed to speak out. If someone does something, to speak out, don't keep it to yourself, and then the law will take action.
Any law, Sophie?
The society is failing us young girls, because again, they'll tell you to stay indoors. Indoors, labda huko, your dad is maybe your dad harasses you, or maybe you have an uncle there who harasses you, but all they do is say kaa ndani ya nyumba, kaa uko ndani. But again, what are they doing to, like, are they implementing some of the laws that wanasema ati when you go to the police, when you report the case, watakwambia will follow it up. But do they really follow it up? Do they really implement them? So I feel like the government at some point it really fails us as young girls.
Grace?
I just think the laws that outright give us any guidance are just the right to life, freedom of speech, but they're not so supported. At the same time, I don't think there is, unless they pass a bill like that, we can say this bill speaks for sexual gender-based violence against any gender, not just women, because now if they just say women, it's like we are being profiled to be weaklings and vulnerable, and anything can happen to us. But now every gender, the LGBTQIA, the male people, even I always feel like the male, they just go through a lot, but wananyamaza. And then so the anger or they act it out upon when a lady is speaking for another lady. They're just like, nyinyi mnapenda kuteteana kila saa, you like supporting each other even when you are wrong, and you're like, are you okay? Like, uko sawa? If, because when someone goes through something and now they'll akuishughulikia, and then when you just do, it's like when you hurt someone kidogo tu, maybe let's say you lose, upoteze peni yangu and nimekasirishwa home, and then all that anger itakuangukia wewe. I'll just be like, mbona umepoteza peni yangu, don't ever talk to me. And then it's not that it's what happened. So I always feel that way, and I think that sexual gender-based violence is not looked into, because at the same time, when you're going to kuangalia venye hiyo kesi itaenda, let's say you've been harassed, God forbid, you've been harassed, but so you have to go to the police, we have to do medical checkups, you have now to see a therapist if it was that severe. Now that is costly, it's an economic cost. We have to pay. If we're going to track someone down, tunafaa kulipa polisi ya track huyo mtu alienda wapi. We have to pay, I don't know, DNA to see if the hair or whatever happened to you, male or female, to find out the lab tests, what happened. It's also an economic cost tunaleta for this person. So if only they make like something, like just a bill of rights equal, yes, but now we have to pass a bill through parliament or wherever and just say any sexual gender-based violence against anyone, because people are suffering out here and they're just silent, and then somebody commits suicide at school, at home, and you're like, siana kwanga tu sawa, and we are left wondering what happened, and then we have like a burden on our shoulders. So I just think there should be a law that governs. I don't feel like any law makes me feel safe, makes any other person feel safe, male, female, transgender, intersex, and so forth, feel safe on matters sexual gender-based violence.
Audience, I hope you enjoyed listening to the conversation as much as I did, as much as we did having it here. And I do hope that you learned one or two things about SGBV. And, continue listening to the other Western Africa sessions. They're fire as much as this one was. I've been your host, Warinde.